Hey everybody, welcome to the preseason video for the upcoming 1998 Arizona Diamondbacks Revisionist History. And before we start every season, we try to get one of these videos out where we take a look at the team roster so that everyone can get familiarized with the players. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the theory behind the revisionist history of this era. The Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Rays, the Devil Rays, were expansion teams in 1998. It just so happened that coincided with the beginning of the steroid era, as far as like the recognition that something was happening in Major League Baseball. And so when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa had the big battle for the National League home run title, McGwire won out with 70. Sammy Sosa had 66. And that really kick-started what became, the steroid era. Now, personally, I don't really have a problem with it. I might have felt a little bit differently in the moment, but now that we are, 27 years from 1998, I look back on it and I think about how exciting it was that all those home runs were hit, and how the world's kind of gravitated around the baseball season. But I do kind of wonder what it would have been like if the steroid era had not even occurred, if we had just managed to keep it out of baseball and everyone's forehead stayed the same size. So that's what the revisionist history means. Now, I'm going to explain to you what I've done to counteract all the home runs that took place that year. This is Baseball Mogul. This is the game that we're going to be playing here. And this is the Baseball Mogul 2022. I'm still playing the 2022 version as of now. And in my opinion, this game doesn't do a particularly good job of simulating stats in gameplay mode. If you just sim out seasons and you get the statistical analysis, maybe it's more realistic. But in my opinion, and I've been playing Baseball Mogul since the 2002 version, so I've been playing for a long time, I don't feel like the gameplay actually spits out the right numbers. And so I don't actually think that this game would allow someone to hit 70 home runs. I think the most home runs I've ever seen by a single player in Baseball Mogul is 52 in a year. And we're talking about endless numbers of seasons that I've played in total. So I don't think 70 home runs or a 66 home run season is realistic anyway. But what I have done is I've gone into the league settings and I've decreased home runs by 20%. So hypothetically, if this game were to simulate the actual 1998 season realistically, a 20% differential is right around what the home run totals were like prior to the steroid era. So that's really what we're going to be doing here, is we're going to be playing day by day the Arizona Diamondbacks expansion team, and we're going to see if within the gameplay mode whether or not the home runs will be altered to be 20% less than what they normally would have been. So that's really the goal of this series. I like to play at least 6 seasons, so this will be the first year that we're going to play. And let's take a look here, I guess, at our roster first and foremost. Here is our lineup. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to play every day of the spring training, so like 30 days of baseball. And within those 30 days, every player will accumulate, spring training stats, and we'll try to pick a roster based on that. If I had to go with our lineup, I would go with this lineup right here. I chose this lineup based on the players that we have available. If they have a check mark in the box, That means that they are on a major league contract, and they cannot be sent down to the minor leagues. They can only be traded or completely released. If you look at the ratings here on the side, an 80 rating is league average. So anything under 80 is below league average. And for an overall rating, if you click on a single player like Devin White, you'll see that his contact is a 78, a power is 79, gap power is 77, eye is 73, and speed is 93. So he's extremely fast. He's got good range in the outfield and a decent arm. He's a good bunter. All the other stats are just below league average. For a 35-year-old, center fielder, he is a solid player. Now, what I love to do, one of the things that I think makes my simulations different than other simulations, is that Baseball Mogul allows you to change the photo for each player. So every player that we have in here will have a baseball card representing them from that season, from this 1998 season. Now, if they didn't have a card, or they weren't even in baseball anymore technically, or maybe they never made it back to the major leagues after a cup of coffee 3 or 4 years previous, but they're represented in the game, then I chose the closest card to the 1998 season. And there may even be rookies in single A ball, minor leaguers in single A that haven't even made it to the major leagues yet. So I use their first rookie card that's available whenever that is in the future. So for example, this Devin White card here is a Circa Thunder card. I opened a whole box of these on our channel a while back. I'll have that video available at the end of this video if you want to check it out. And I really like these cards. I didn't really appreciate them as much as I do now that we're playing the 1998 season. And if we go from one to another, here is the 1998 Ultra Series. This is Bernard Gilkey, who's going to be left fielder for us. So Bernard Gilkey didn't have a Circa Thunder card. The cards that I chose to be my favorite cards are these ones here, the 1998 Bowman Series cards. So this is the card that I chose every time that I could. Circa Thunder, Fleer Tradition, and the Ultra card that you saw there momentarily, previously. Those are the ones that I chose. If I couldn't find anything else, then I chose whatever was available. And so that way it brings a little more authenticity to the game. So you can see what these players actually look like in the uniforms in the season that we are currently playing. So there you have it. So we're going to go back here to the main page, and you will see our potential opening day roster. We've got the great veteran Devin White, Bernard Gilkey. Oh, these are the stats from 1997 as well. We also have Rubio Durazo in his first season in the majors, 1998 as a first baseman. So we had no previous stats. We've got Matt Williams, the great Matt Williams, third baseman, heading toward the end of his career, as well as Jay Bell. Now we have a little problem in right field. Brent Breedy, not a great player, only rated a 70 out of a max 73. So that's a position that we could improve upon. We have Damian Miller as our catcher, and the rookie Junior Spivey at second base. Good defensively, and very good speed. He might be our leadoff hitter before too long. We just have to see how the game kind of reacts. And then we have Rob Ryan, who can play all three outfield positions. Chris Jones, who really needs to probably be let go. Andy Fox, Jorge Fabregas, Kelly Stinnett, both catchers. We don't want three catchers on our roster, but we don't really have a choice because we want Damian Miller to be our everyday catcher. He's the best of the three options, but he's the only one that's got the ability to go down to the minors. And so we have to figure out at the end of spring training which two we keep of those three. And then we have Andy Stankiewicz at the end of his career as a backup infielder. So those are the players that I project will be on the opening day roster. Now, since the Diamondbacks were a expansion team, they did not have a double A minor league affiliate. They do have single A and triple A players. Every minor league team is accurate in this game. I went through and I updated them all for all the American League and National League teams. So the Tucson Sidewinders is the actual AAA team in 1998 for the Arizona Diamondbacks, okay? I live in Tucson. I don't know if you know that. The facility where they play baseball doesn't even get used anymore. It's like a brand new facility. And there's no minor league team down here. We did just have some of the round robin tournaments for the World Baseball Classic. That'll take place next year. But that's about all it ever gets used for. Even the Arizona baseball team uses their own baseball facility on campus. So we had to take all of our minor league players and divide them between single A and triple A. The same can be said for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They only have a triple A and a single A team, but the computer doesn't know the AI doesn't know how to divide them up right. So they're going to have players in double A, which is annoying, but that is the way it is. The other thing that I did in preparation for this series is I went through and I made sure that every player is actually in their correct major league position, their defensive position. This game gets that wrong a lot. They have players who maybe played first base at some point in the minor league system, and then they come up and they're actually a third baseman and they never play first base ever again, and they'll have them as first base as their primary position. I think that's just the stupidest thing ever. It drives me insane. If you've watched any of my other series, you know that that's one of my big gripes about this game. So I actually go through for every single player, including all the players that are going to get drafted in the July draft, and I've made sure that they're already in the right position. So everybody here is correct. Some of the players that are in the minor leagues that got their position switched are not proficient at that position yet, but the game does improve them the more that they get minor league seasoning. So, we might have to wait for some of these future major leaguers to actually get good at what they do defensively before we can actually utilize them. Okay, so there is the lineup. You see some big names down here, like Tony Batista, his crazy batting stance. Travis Lee had a great career. There's some schlubby names in there too. Trying to scroll down here to our single A dudes. I mean, Rod Baraja, a decent catcher. Kareem Garcia played for my Tigers. Lyle Overbay, pretty good first baseman. You see a few other. One of the few things that I really love about this game is that they do take Mexican League players and Japanese and Korean League players, Australian League players too, and they will include them in our sim. So someone like Otto Vicente never played in the majors. He was not a player that was drafted, but he was a player that eventually signed a minor league deal out of the Mexican League, and he gets included in the game. So he's got a chance at a major league career somehow. And Mexican League players, as well as Japanese and Korean League players that eventually did play in the majors, they will get opportunities to be drafted when their draft year comes up. I really like that about Baseball Mogul. That's one of my favorite things. Okay, let's take a look at the pitching staff. Things get a little bleak here. Now, these are all the players that were actually on the Arizona Diamondbacks in the 1998 season. Andy Bennis was their big get. Jeff Suppan, Brian Anderson, Willie Blair, coming off a good year for my Tigers, and Willie Banks are potentially our starting five. These are not great pitchers beyond Bennis and potentially Jeff Suppan. It's going to be the one thing that maybe we can fix about this team this season. The Arizona Diamondbacks only won 65 games their inaugural year, so we can't really have too high of expectations. But with the amount of players that we have available to us, here at the AAA level, we should be able to craft some, decent seasons from some of these schlubs. Reed Cornelius seems to be our best option as a sixth starter if we need one. And if you scroll down here into single A, you see we do have Brandon Webb, who's only 18 years old, so he's not ready for prime time yet. But we also have Chris Capuano, Vicente Padilla, Byung-Young Kim, Jose Valverde, and I guess maybe those are some pretty decent ones there. I guess that's the best of them. So we do have players for the future that we won't see any of these guys, I don't think, this year. So we will have to try to make trades maybe sometime here during the spring training and see if we can't get at least one more quality pitcher, because otherwise we have a 72 and a 73 at the end of the rotation. Why is Willie Blair a 72 when he won 16 games with a 4.17 ERA for the terrible Detroit Tigers the previous year? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know why that is. And then our closer's Greg Olson, who really was the closer that year, and he just sucks. He's probably our best option. We just have to see how it goes. We've only got two lefties in the bullpen, Omar Dahl and Joel Adamson. If we look at our AAA, there's Neil Weber as a lefty. So maybe we need to go out and get a lefty reliever off some team as well. So we'll consider those options. Take a look here at the National League. You'll see the way that it's set up. Now, in 1997, that was the first year of interleague play. So I have never done that before with Baseball Mogul. I have actually never started a new sim later than 1980. So this is all new to me. Playing with these players, playing with interleague play, playing with wild card teams. I've never done that before. So, and in fact, this is the first National League team I've ever played with. I've always played with my Detroit Tigers or the Oakland A's, and we have the Seattle Pilots series that's ongoing, although we are in the off season now. So this is going to be new to me, playing a National League team and using the pitcher's batting and using that strategy in the National League, and then also, like I said, we have interleague play. So that will be fun. Also, we have Colorado in our division. And Coors Field, of course, gives up a lot of home runs, a high batting average. So that'll be fun. Most of these stadiums, I've never played a game in. So you'll see what they did last year. 239 home runs in Colorado in 1997. Of course, they were a expansion team in 93, I believe, correct? So Montreal is still in MLB, of course, not for too much longer. But there's the Expos and, there's the wild card races. I've never used that before either. And then here is the American League and the way that it's set up here. Okay, so I guess what I will show you next is take a look here at our finances in the National League. And for once, every team has positive cash and is projected to make money, with the exception of the Florida. Oh, Houston's in the National League in this sim. So they have not moved over to the American League yet. That's coming. So the Florida Marlins are, who won the World Series in 1997, are destined to lose a bunch of money. Now, every team that is an expansion team, this is a rule that I've always used, as far as I can remember anyway. Every team that is an expansion team that is using a new stadium, I give them an extra $1 million in cash. So yes, I did give us an extra $1 million. I also gave the Tampa Bay Devil Rays an extra $1 million. And then I checked to make sure that every team in the American League and National League did not have a new stadium in 1998, and none of them did. I think the next groups maybe, I don't know, Baltimore, or maybe the 2001 new stadiums with the Tigers. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, that's just a rule that I use that I did add to this game. So there's the finances. And now one of the things that I did, as we look at transactions, there's nothing here. I did play 1 day of spring training because I wanted to lock in the schedule. If you make changes prior to the spring training beginning, it scrambles up the schedule and it gives you a whole new schedule. It's really annoying. In real life, the Diamondbacks played the Colorado Rockies on opening day, but in our sim, it's going to be the Padres. And so that's unfortunately just the way it's going to have to be. So I did play 1 day, and in that 1 day, if we look at our free agent list, Jeff Rebele and Lenny Harris were both cut from their teams. There's no players to be drafted. I'm meant to be drafted. There's no players that begin on the free agent list. They will just appear as they get cut from teams. So there's no one we could choose from just yet. But we may be adding some players to this list. The other thing I want to show you before we start the rest of the spring training to get ready for opening day tomorrow is we'll take a look at the draft. Here is the amateur draft. If you rank it by scouting, by our Arizona Diamondbacks coaching and their scouting skills, these are the players that are the highest ranked on the team, are available for the draft. I do have it set so that players don't get drafted to the teams that they were actually drafted to. Like Mark Prior, of course, was drafted by the Chicago Cubs. He will just, whoever the first pick is, which looks like it's the Oakland A's, they have a chance to get Mark Prior or Josh Beckett or Albert Pujols. Now, because we are an expansion team, we have the 29th pick. And the Rays will have the 30th pick. So if you just go based on scouting and you go down around 29 or so, you're not really going to get any really truly great players here. Maybe the fly-in Hawaiian, Shane Victorino. And Austin Kearns, I think, was Rookie of the Year. Am I wrong? I can't remember. And Ugglas Uglies. So there are some players when you get to this list, and you see some big names like Nelly Cruz, Brett Myers, Roberto Hernandez, Matt Holliday, Jose Batista, Joey Bats, Daisuke, Rich Hill, Teixeira, new Hall of Famer CC Sabathia, Jonathan Papelbon, a couple schlubbies in there, Dan Herron, a good pitcher for my Oakland A's and the Cardinals and wherever else he ended up. So, there's some pretty good players to be drafted in the first round. The further down you go, you're just filling in spots in your minor league system. All of these players are already prepped. I haven't done their photos yet. The only thing that I have not done is photos for the players to be drafted. This is just the stock photo. And the players in the American League. If there are any players prior to opening day tomorrow, they get traded here in the preseason. I'll make sure they have their baseball card added. If not, I will start adding cards as the season goes by. Okay. I think I've covered everything. Let's take a look at, we'll go to transactions. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, we'll go to transactions, and we have it set for all types. Oh, there's all types. My bad. So there were some things that happened. Dwight Smith retires from Baltimore. 34 years old, did not play in 1997. That's too bad. Pete Harnish gets a 5-year extension from Cincinnati. That is his upper deck baseball card. A 5-year extension for pitching 8 starts in 1997. And John Franco of the Mets, sorry, Freddie, your closer has already going to miss, the first 2 months of the season. So that's a bummer. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go day by day, one day at a time, take a look at the transactions that take place. And when we're done with spring training, we'll take a look at our spring training stats and see if there's anything that we can trade away or sign free agents. We'll see what happens. So here we go. We are on March 3rd, as you can see up here. It's simulating. I mean, might be a little bit of a laborious process. Okay, we got all kinds of shit going on. Oh my gosh. We got Mark Parent, Craig Shipley, and Gary Thurman all retiring. And then we have our first big trade as Aramis Ramirez goes from Pittsburgh. This is his rookie year. He's only 19 years old. He's even got a Bowman card. He is going to the Seattle Mariners. He'll be in single A for the Lancaster Jethawks. And in return, Pittsburgh gets Kenji Johima, who did not have a baseball card. Oh, no, I haven't done the American League. I'm sorry. So he would be a rookie, potentially. He's in Double A for the Carolina Mudcats. And Rafael Soriano, a good future closer reliever, and he's in Single A. All right. So some minor leagues players getting swapped there. And then we have 3 injuries. The Padres are going to miss Jermaine Clark and Doug Nickel. And the Brewers are going to miss Santiago Perez for a couple games. So nothing big there. But that trade is massive, considering what Ramirez did for the Cubbies in his time. Okay, we're going to play a day. And there's another trade. Brett Boone goes from Seattle to the Braves. He's going to be their starting second baseman. There's his Ultra card. Only rated an 80, good defensively. He's about to hit like 100 more home runs than he hit last year. And in return, the Reds get Odalis Perez, a rookie pitcher. And he's on the Burlington Bees for the Reds. And Bruce Chen, who had a couple solid years in the majors. He's also on the Burlington Bees. Okay. I mean, because we are starting a brand new season, there might be a ton of trades until everything sort of gets situated with payrolls and whatnot. And then they weren't done. They decided to do another trade. Oh, no, come on. They're swapping shortstops. Barry Larkin is now playing for the Braves, so he's the middle infield are both Cincinnati Reds players. Future Hall of Famer, University of Michigan, Barry Larkin is now the shortstop for the Braves. In return, they get Rafael Furcal, a rookie. He's in Burlington. They're going to be stacked in Burlington. Adam LaRoche, not my favorite guy ever. He is also in Burlington, future first baseman. And Trey Hodges, who I think is kind of a middle reliever, Burlington Bees. So Cincinnati's like building for the future. They got 2 starters. And they got a middle infielder, first baseman, and a reliever. And then Doug DeCenzo retires from the Padres. Okay. Here we go. Play another day. Rene Gonzalez retires, and then Atlanta makes another. What is going on? This is bizarre. I want to say that I'm not going to talk a lot about our Seattle Pilots, but I am up to spring training. Like I've still got a long way to go for prep work, but I've done the off season, and in the entire off season, there was only one trade. It was a big one, but we've already got 3 like earth-shattering trades, and it's only the 3rd day of spring training. Andrew Jones goes to the Rangers, and he's going to be a Double-A. All right. And in return, the Braves get Pudge Rodriguez, 95 rated arm, maybe the best catcher from this era, give or take Mike Piazza. Yeah, wow. Okay, we've got some big trades going on here. Another day. Let's keep it rolling. And another trade, Atlanta and Cincinnati. Are they just swapping teams? This is sort of ridiculous. So now Marcus Giles goes to Cincinnati to replace Brett Boone, I would imagine. No, he's in Burlington too. This is an all-star team in Burlington. I'd rather go to a Burlington game. And then Reggie Sanders will go to AAA Atlanta. I mean, Reggie Sanders was awesome in this era. The game doesn't really represent him well defensively, I don't think. 86 arms, so I guess that's accurate. Okay, wow. Crazy shit going down. And then there's the Tampa Bay Rays future manager, Kevin Cash, going on the IL for a month. Okay. Keep it rolling. I think there'd be this many trades. Still simulating. More trades in the work. No. Terry Pendleton will retire, former MVP. He is done. Looks like he's high in that photograph. He's ready to go get lit. All right. Play another day. I think it should calm down a little bit now that Cincinnati and Atlanta have swapped all their minor league players for major league talent. I mean, the one team that should be making some changes is Florida, right? Because they're projected to lose money. Darren Jack, 2 Milwaukee Brewers suffer injuries, all minor stuff. Rick Green, Darren Jackson. Okay, let's go ahead and play another day, keeping it rolling here. Nothing. Okay, so maybe we're going to get in a groove of just playing a day without any results. Scott Sheldon of Texas is going to miss 13 days. Playing another day. Oh, here we go. Atlanta trading more players. They're getting Ellis Burks from Colorado. You could look. Here we go, guys. Look at this. You're telling me Ellis Burks wasn't on roids? Look at how this. He's a 20 home run hitter, max up until 1996. Even his first 2 years in Colorado, well, he didn't play as much, I suppose. But there's 40 and 32. So Ellis Burks, and he's in AAA for Atlanta. They're not even going to use him. He's like a backup. And in return, Colorado gets Jason Marquis, pretty solid pitcher. He's on the Salem Avalanche. And Kenshin Kawakami. And he will be actually on the Rockies team. A 22-year-old rookie. Okay, cool. Let's keep it rolling. I like all the trades. I mean, once we get to the season, there probably won't be nearly as many. There never is a trade deadline burst of trades. They all kind of happen in the off season. Colorado is going to turn around and trade Garrett Atkins to the Pirates. He's on the Lynchburg Hillcats. And Mark Smith will go to Colorado, and he'll be on the Rockies, a potential left fielder. Now, I also wonder how many of these trades stem from me switching roster positions, defensive positions, because sometimes maybe they'll have two center fielders now that I have a guy actually in the right position. As Mike Basic fractures his wrist for the Mets. Baksic. I think he's the guy that gave up Barry Bonds' home run, right? That was the guy. Saving here. So yeah, I think maybe that's why some of these trades are happening. That there's redundancy at positions on a few of these teams, and they're, clearing the roster or something. Who knows? These lineups play out. Okay, come on, game. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. All the logos are accurate for the 1998 season, so this is the correct Arizona Diamondbacks logo. Every year we play, I always update them to whatever that logo was for that season. My goodness, this is taking a long time. I'm not sure why that is. Let's just go ahead and hit another one. There we go. Okay, Andy Larkin from Florida is going to miss 2 weeks. Play another day. Okay, nothing. We're up to March 18th. Here's another injury. Ellis Burks gets... Oh, he's out for the year. Oh, no, Ellis Burks. Sorry, buddy. He goes to a new team, and he breaks his back. Let's look at the calendar real quick. We're on the 19th. So technically, we can play all the way up to the 5th of April for spring training purposes. And then we can make some choices for our roster. Let's play a day. Okay, nothing happening. That's good. Okay, here is a trade. Houston and New York. Now this makes sense. Houston, like I said, they've got to save some money. Oops. I'm sorry. I thought I hit Moises Alou. Moises goes to the Yankees. He's going to play left field for them after his 1 year in Florida. He went to Houston, and now he's on the Yankees. And in return, the Astros get Andy Phillips and Kiyagawa. I think he lasted like 1 year in the majors, and I don't think he was particularly good. Okay. Oh, and Brian Roberts got injured, but he'll be back in time for opening day. All right, saving again. I said this as we ended the Seattle Pilots season. My favorite thing is like the off-season stuff. The actual gameplay, it can be fun, but it's wonky at best, with results that I don't think really represent baseball stats. As we play another day here, nothing. But I really do enjoy the general manager aspect of Baseball Mogul. I think they get most of that right. Baseball Mogul 2025 is out now, as Mark Valdez of Montreal is going to miss a month. Was he even on the team? Yeah, I guess he probably was. There's Mark Valdez. Broke his wrist. Play a day. So we're coming up to the end of March. We're almost done with this. Once we finish this up, we'll just take a look at our roster and see if there's any roster changes that we can make that might actually help us out. And then we'll call it a day. And we'll be ready for opening day tomorrow. Oh, we got a trade offer. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is great. Bobby Higginson from my Detroit Tigers, the best player on that team that year, right before he started getting roided up, allegedly. And for Andy Green, well, let's look at Andy Green first, because I know Bobby Higginson. I don't really remember Andy Green all that much. Scouting. So he's played one minor league game and all these spring games, batting .250. Oh, he's okay. I mean, he's got average range, average fielding. He's 20 years old. He's not making any money. And he doesn't have any rating above 80 other than bunting and speed. I mean, potentially Andy Green could be our everyday second baseman sometime in the future. But you're telling me I can have Bobby Higginson? I mean, let's look at the scouting on him. Look at those, this is pre-roids. He was by far the best hitter we had. And this was the year that we also had Luis Gonzalez in left field. So that's why Bobby Higginson is expendable, because Luis Gonzalez is his first and only year with Detroit is 1998. And then he quickly got the hell out of there. He took that long neck and got out. I mean, this is a lot of money, right? Let's talk. Who's our left fielder? I've already forgotten our roster. We can scroll up and see here. Oh, Bernard Gilkey. Well, he's an upgrade over Gilkey, and he's younger. He would be making less money. He gets to play anywhere else in the outfield? He plays the corners. So who do we have in right field? Oh, that would fix our right field problem, right? Because in right field we got Rob Ryan. No, who do we have in right field? Brent Breedy, that's who we have. So if they will take Brent Breedy as well, and I'll give them Andy Green, and we'll put Bobby in right field, or we'll put Gilkey in right field because he can play right. Which does he do better? Oh no, he's only the left fielder now. All right. Oh man, this makes me happy. This is exactly what we want to do. Yes, we'll submit that offer. That's fair. We'll have a contract to you in the morning. Thanks. And now we've got Bobby Higginson. That's awesome. I'm very excited about that. There's the trade going down right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at our lineup and pencil him in. Sorry, Jason Conti. Bobby Higginson down here in AA. So we got to go Higginson. This is dumb that they have to do this, but and then we take Conti and Higginson and swap them. Conti will go to single A ball, and and then Bobby Higginson will go to right field, and he'll bat right behind Matt Williams. Actually, he probably should bat number 3, but when we got that left, right, left going, I like that. Okay, that's great. We'll do it. So that solves one of our problems. We really do need another starting pitcher. Okay, we're playing one day at a time here as we're finishing up March. And it's auto-saving. I really do, like I with the Seattle Pilots season that we just wrapped up, I took a lot of days off toward the end of the season. So it ended up going into April. I try to have the season done by April so that on April 1st we have the next series going. But that didn't happen this time, which is why we're starting 2 weeks later than normal. All right, March 31st, we're done. Play another day. We're on April 1st. We're on April 2nd, nothing going on here. All right. Trade one more day, or play one more day. April 3rd. April 4th. Oh, a trade. Oakland and Atlanta. Atlanta is just revamping the whole team. Oakland sends TJ Matthews. What's the deal here? Game is slowing down. Oh, and we have a trade offer. Oh, now they Boston wants Bobby Higginson, and that's a no. That is a no. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look here at TJ Matthews. He goes to Atlanta. He is going to be a reliever for them. Pretty good. And in return, Oakland gets Barbaro Canizares to play first base. And Jorge Campillo on the Modesto A's. All right. All right. Let's look at the calendar. All right. So we're at the 5th. So we got one more day to play. Oh, no, we got today and tomorrow to play. So let's play today. And look at the transactions. Nothing. All right. Now let's take a look. Are there any starting pitchers that we can trade for? We are still projected to make money. So we can take on a little bit more payroll. But we've got to try to trade maybe one of our young potential stars for a starting pitcher that can help us out. Like, can we trade DeLucci, who I actually like, but he's making $177,000. The major league minimum's $170. I'm not trading Travis Lee. But let's put David DeLucci on the block and ask for starting pitchers. Can we get somebody in return? Here we go. Oh, there's a few. There are some options. I mean, I like Pedro Estacio. He is 29 years old and a 78. Pete Shorrock is 28 years old and a 79. Rafael Roque, I don't know him. Gary Rath, I'm not interested. Because we're looking for a starter that can play now. And with a 72, I mean, that's not going to help us. Eric Hilius, no. So Shorrock or Pedro Estacio. So let's talk to Estacio first. They're in our division. Would they trade them in division? Oh boy, we would be taking on a lot of money for 1 year. Let's look at the scouting. I mean, he was not horrible. He's got a 91 mile an hour fastball. He's a fly ball pitcher. Of course, played in Colorado. And his fastball is his only good pitch rated in 83. That's probably asking a lot to take him on. We're not getting the bang for the buck there, but he would have to be better than our 5th option. Let's take a look at Pete Shorrock. From Houston. Okay, that's more affordable. And shows him batting. I mean, everything is right around average for each rating. His fastball is actually better, although not faster. And still a fly ball pitcher. He did have an 18-7 year, and then he's been bad since then. I mean, based on payroll, because we just took on a lot with Bobby Higginson, I think we go with Pete Shorrock and I don't know, make him our 4th starter. I think that's fair. Let's do that. So we're going to balance cash. Oh, they're going to throw in $300,000. So that'll cover some of his payroll this year. Okay. Submit the offer. All right. Okay. So let's just take a look at our pitching staff. And Pete Shork. There he is. We'll pencil him in. Oof. I mean, the one problem we have is these major league deals. I mean, Willie Banks, we kind of got to have, or Willie Blair. He went 16-8. He probably should be in there. Jeff Suppan still has the ability to go to the minor leagues. No, I guess, I guess what we do is we swap out Willie Banks, and then we move Willie on up to here. So we've got two players we have to consider getting rid of. I could move Banks in here for Barry Manuel, and then cut Manuel altogether. Let's see if anybody will trade for him, but I don't think so. Oh, maybe we put Manuel and Scott Brow together because we got to get rid of both of them. So that'll clear up our 40-man roster. If you're still following along, you deserve a prize. Okay, so Manuel and Scott Brow. We'll take anything. Anything? Anybody? Anyone? No. Anybody. Okay. So then we don't have any other choice as we go back to our pitching. We have no other choice but to cut Barry Manuel. We got to pay him $136,000. I guess that's what we got to do. And Scott Brow. I mean, we're not losing anything there either. So we release him. Ooh, that's costing us a lot of money. Oh, look at our bank account. Now we're projected to lose money. That's all right. I mean, what I always do in these situations is I trade away a few players and we'll break even. And especially if we are losing a lot, any player whose contract is up, I'll trade them away and get some schlubs, or some future players. All right. So we have righty, lefty, lefty for our rotation. I think that's an improvement. Our lineup is definitely improved with Bobby, and it's a familiar name. Okay, so we're going to play. Oh, let me just make sure I'm not screwing this up. Okay, we're going to play one more day, and then we're ready for opening day tomorrow. Let's go ahead and play one more day. We'll take a look at Atlanta and Cincinnati and see what all those trades did to that roster. Okay, we're getting ready for opening day tomorrow. Down here it says Jackson is Arizona's inaugural GM. That's my name. I'm Charles Jackson. People call me Charlie. And, okay. So it still says it's simulating. Let's go ahead and, another trade. You know what? We got to take Bobby Higginson off the trading block. I don't even know who Michael Coleman is, but I'm not interested. So let's go to our lineup and take Bobby, who's on a major league deal, and take him off the trading block. Nice. That's exciting. I'll get his card added. And pitching, Shorik is on a major league deal, and we got his card already. Okay, I feel like that is all accurate. And so let's take a look at Atlanta and what the hell are they doing with their roster. Let's look at the lineup. So they have someone named Mike Warner batting leadoff, center fielder. Who is that? Oh, he's already played a game because I guess we started a day after everybody else. He went 1 for 4. And then it's Barry Larkin. Well, let's go to this season. That's what they've done so far. Barry Larkin, Chipper Jones, Galarraga, Pudge, Klesko, Reggie, and Brett Boone. Wow, that is a powerhouse lineup. So who got the shaft? Did they trade people away or did they get sent down? I mean, that's an all-time upgrade there, other than Mike Warner, who I don't even know who that is. But he's got a better rating than Gerald Williams, I guess. That's crazy. Okay, let's take a look at the pitchers. Oh my gosh, Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz, of course. Millwood and Neagle. There's the bullpen. I don't think any of those guys came over in a trade. And Chris Hammond. That has got to be the team to beat. That blows my mind. Let's see sad little old Cincinnati who traded away all those players. What does their lineup look like? Yeah, scrubs on scrubs. You got Meat Hook, Dimitri Young. You still got Aaron Boone. Eddie Taubensee. I mean, these are not good players. Now there's Konerko. Wait, he's got to be really young. Oh no, he's 22. Get Paulie in there at first base instead of Pettigene. Eventually, Konerko will pass Pettigene, rating-wise, and that's how he'll get in there. Oh, there's the mayor, Sean Casey. He probably should be there too. Pete Rose Jr., Eduardo Perez. A lot of nepotism here. There's Neon Dion way down there. Okay, and then their pitchers, Harnish, Rio, and Schlub City. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So I think that's probably all there really is to show at this point. We'll take a look at the standings. So, yeah, some teams did already have opening day. And our opening day will be tomorrow versus the San Diego Padres. And I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. It's a long season. We do play every game. Feel free to tune in as often as you can. Somewhere around every 40 games, we give away prizes. It's free to subscribers. Be a subscriber, and you can get in on those free giveaways. And I guess that's going to do it. So thank you all for watching. Like and or subscribe, and we'll be back tomorrow, April 15th, with the opening day. Until then, everyone, have a great day.